Welcome back to Respoiled. Today, I have another captivating story to share with you. But before we dive in, if you're new here, I invite you to subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications, so you'll never miss out on all of my latest uploads. Now let's get started. In a world ravaged by disaster, Juliet navigates a desolate landscape, searching for supplies to sustain herself. After examining abandoned vehicles in detail, including checking their gas tanks, she finds nothing of use. Pausing to gaze at the sea, she resumes her journey and stops at a gas station. Armed with a gun, she scours the shelves for food but finds none. Suddenly, she hears the ominous growling of a creature known as a reaper from the upper floor, prompting Juliet to leave hastily. While driving, she contacts her friend Harry, a fellow survivor. Juliet informs him of her dwindling battery and plans to take a shortcut back to their base. Moments later, she halts the car upon noticing an abandoned RV and investigates, discovering a gravely injured man. Holding him at gunpoint, she demands to see his wound and questions the whereabouts of the Reaper. He reveals he's confined it inside the RV and mentions canned food before asking for mercy, but Juliet conserves her bullets, opting to let him suffer. Entering the RV, she confronts the Reaper, causing a tumultuous struggle that ends with her shooting and killing the creature. Upon emerging, she finds the man dead. After scavenging supplies, Juliet resumes driving while reflecting on a photo of herself with a companion. As the wind snatches the picture away, she becomes distracted trying to retrieve it, resulting in her car veering off the road and flipping several times before coming to a stop upside down. Fainting, Juliet dreams of her pre-apocalypse life. On a rainy day, she visited an art gallery but struggled to comprehend the paintings. The gallery owner, Jack, who was also the man from the picture, approached her. Sensing her confusion, he learned she sought refuge from the rain and free food. Finding her amusing, Jack shared a drink and explained how to appreciate the artwork. In the present, Juliet wakes to find her leg fractured and trapped in the seat. With darkness descending and the imminent threat of reapers, she realizes her gun is out of reach. Attempting to move her leg proves too painful, so she tries the radio without success. Using makeshift tools, Juliet attempts to retrieve the gun but fails as her tool breaks. A flashback reveals Jack leaving the gallery opening to dine with Juliet. She agreed to visit his apartment and was astonished by its beauty and expense. Jack's drawings showcased his remarkable artistic talent. Over wine and cheese, Jack shared his family drama and inheritance management, while Juliet, uncomfortable with his probing questions, found it hard to open up. Eventually, she decided to leave. In the present, Juliet chooses to endure the pain, using a pipe to free her broken leg and then fashioning a tourniquet. She cleanses the wound with alcohol before painfully resetting the bone. A new memory surfaces, recounting Juliet's encounter with a man at a bar. Despite noticing Jack's presence, she disregarded him. Upon leaving with the man, Jack followed and discovered the transaction involving substances. The man attempted to kiss her, but Juliet firmly rejected him. Jack persisted in following Juliet onto the train, eventually arriving in a questionable neighborhood. There, Juliet purchased more substances, confirming her role as a dealer. When Jack revealed himself, Juliet reluctantly allowed him to accompany her, paying another dealer before entering her apartment building. Inside, Jack witnessed Juliet's impoverished state and offered assistance, but she rebuffed his charity, attempting to eject him. Jack, however, refused to leave, prompting Juliet to reveal her own addiction by brandishing an injection, which led Jack to depart. In the present, Juliet improvises a cast from items in the car and attempts to fix the radio, but receives no response to her calls. As she hears a reaper approaching, Juliet swiftly exits the car, grabs her gun, and hides inside. Remaining silent, she watches as the Reaper comes dangerously close to the vehicle, and suddenly, the radio crackles to life with Harry's voice. The Reaper is alerted and heads toward her, prompting Juliet to toss the radio out of the car. The creature discovers the radio, discards it, and advances toward the car. Just as it's about to enter, it hears a distant noise and departs. Afterwards, Juliet reloads her gun while recalling another memory. One evening, after being assaulted, Juliet sought refuge at Jack's apartment. Without judgment or interrogation, Jack tenderly tended to her injuries. The following morning, they shared breakfast, and when Juliet requested to go for a walk, Jack perceived her true intention. Feeling insulted, Juliet attempted to leave but found the door locked. When Jack insisted he wouldn't release her until she was clean, Juliet erupted in anger, smashing Jack's belongings and screaming. Jack patiently waited for an opportunity, then embraced Juliet, soothing her with a kiss. In the present, Juliet discovers some glow sticks and tosses them outside to check for nearby reapers. Seeing no one, she ventures out to retrieve the radio. Suddenly, she hears a strange noise and becomes tense, scattering the glow sticks in different directions until she spots a Reaper atop her car. Juliet swiftly shoots it before retreating into the car, anticipating the creature's next move. However, the Reaper surprises her by tearing off the window cover from behind. Terrified, Juliet tries to move, but the Reaper grabs her leg. In response, she starts the car and floors the accelerator, causing the wheels to injure the creature. The Reaper flees, and Juliet attempts to shoot it, but her aim is off. While she scans outside, the Reaper stealthily enters through the opposite window and growls, startling Juliet into firing her gun. After the Reaper retreats, Juliet attempts to repair her radio, but her trembling hands and lack of alcohol hinder her efforts to calm down. Another flashback ensues, revealing Jack and Juliet as a couple moving into a new home. Juliet feels nervous during the move, prompting Jack to gently touch her face to reassure her. He gives her a tour of the house, mentioning one room for their future children, which makes Juliet uneasy. Jack wonders if she will ever express love for him, but Juliet insists he already knows. Returning to the present, Juliet repairs the radio and contacts Harry, though the reception is poor. She recounts the recent events and requests assistance, but the connection is lost after Harry mentions a beacon. Juliet searches the car and locates a box containing a beacon, realizing she needs to consult the manual to activate it. While she works on the beacon, she reflects on the day she learned of her pregnancy. The couple celebrated joyfully upon seeing the positive test result, but tragically, the baby passed away during childbirth 9 months later, leaving their nursery empty. In the present, Juliet successfully activates the beacon and fortifies the windows just as the creature returns. Spotting her through the windshield, it moves towards the window and attempts to dislodge the cover, prompting Juliet to push it back with her feet. The Reaper switches tactics and begins striking the car. Just then, Juliet receives a call from Harry, reassuring her of their imminent rescue and advising her to use light against Reapers. Though aware of this tactic, Juliet's flashlight is malfunctioning. Suddenly, she hears a noise and turns to find the creature has shattered the windshield, now advancing towards her from the front. Fortunately, Juliet can activate the headlights, driving the creature away with their brightness. Later, Juliet contacts Harry again, but he delivers grim news. They won't attempt to rescue until sunrise due to the dangers of venturing out at night. This prompts another memory. Tensions had escalated between Jack and Juliet since the loss of their baby, leading Juliet to impulsively flee one day. Jack tracked her down, sparking an argument during which Juliet confessed she wasn't truly keen on having a child and felt pressured by Jack. Enraged, Jack stormed away from the car, opting to take the subway alone. He attributed the baby's death to Juliet's past addiction and ended their relationship. Returning to the present, Juliet hears an approaching engine and honks the horn to attract attention. 2 men on a bike stop nearby, with one offering to assist. However, he reveals himself as a cannibal intent on killing her. In a struggle to defend herself, Juliet is saved when the Reaper returns, dragging the assailant away and fatally injuring him. His companion flees on the bike while Juliet observes the Reaper feeding on the body. In another flashback, following the argument, Juliet sought solace in alcohol at a bar, ignoring numerous calls from Jack. At that moment, she watched a news report revealing a chemical attack at the subway station, claiming the lives of over 30 individuals. Subsequently, she received a call from an unfamiliar number informing her about Jack's injury during the attack, prompting her to rush to the hospital. Present-day Juliet considers self-harm, but the flood of memories persists. Upon arriving at the hospital, she discovered Jack's inability to speak, yet he found ways to communicate. He gently touched her face through the curtain, followed by using a board to convey "I love you." For the first time, Juliet reciprocated with a heartfelt "me too." Jack also extracted a promise from her never to surrender, a pledge that persuades Present Juliet to lower the gun. Determined to honor her pledge, Juliet grabs a flare and 2 gas containers, then exits the car. She pours gas on one container and ignites the flare, waving it to attract the Reaper's attention. As the creature approaches, Juliet steps back, waiting to shoot the container when it nears, causing an explosion. However, the Reaper flees just in time. Searching for it, Juliet is startled when the creature suddenly appears behind her, causing her to drop the gun. Terrified, she pushes its skinny arms away and retreats into the car, but the Reaper grabs her injured leg, causing her to bleed. Desperately reaching for her gun, Juliet is dragged out of the car and thrown to the ground by the Reaper. After shooting the creature twice, Juliet watches it fall. As it lies motionless, she recalls the day she returned to the hospital only to find out Jack had passed away, leading to a breakdown. In the morning, The Reaper stirs, but Juliet is out of bullets. Suddenly, it climbs on top of her, but instead of attacking, it gently touches her face, revealing itself to be Jack. This triggers a memory of the day they met. Jack spoke of fate bringing them together and closed the gallery to be with her. Juliet hugs Jack in the present, finally confessing her love. After reloading the gun, she presses their heads together to end their lives and be together in the afterlife. Don't forget to like, subscribe and enable notifications for more content like this. Thank you for watching.